Okay, so a very, very good evening, guys. Can you all let me know on the chat box if you can hear me and also see a screen? Yes. Can hear, can see, can see a screen. All good? Yes. Start typing. Can. Perfect. So today, guys, we are going to start off classes for 2028 economics. Now, this is the very first class. So we're starting classes for the students after results. So first of all, congratulations on your results as well. I think you all would have done pretty great. Some of you all would have got the results that you would have expected. Some of you all maybe, you're not the happiest with how things went, but that's completely fine. So today we start off classes for A-levels. Regardless of what your O-level result was, I will show you how you can get this done. Now, some of you all would have been there last week when we had like a career guidance kind of a session. It's not connected to today's class, but there we talked about, how do you choose subjects, what kind of career paths are out there, your subject combination. We touched a little bit about Z scores and all. So if anyone missed that session, I will send that recording again on the group if anyone wants to watch. But even if you are not there, that's completely fine, Lamai. Today is the very first class of this program. So today's class, I will break it into two parts. The first part of today's class, I will give you all an introduction about the classes, your A-level paper, the number of units that are there, the structure, how our classes work, how that next 2 years you will plan things out. So the first 1 hour will be dedicated for that. And then the next 1 hour, we will get into learning economics, right? So we will start, and also at the very end of today's class, there will be a quiz. There is a quiz, just a small MCQ based quiz. It's a fun game with 10 MCQs, and whoever who wins, there will be a gift for you as well. So listen carefully during class and we'll get it done. Okay, so before we start, I just want to check with you all. How many of you all got your Unit 1 set of tunes? Yes. Did you all get the Unit 1 set of tunes for July? Yes, no? Yeah. So just to let you know, Lamai, once again, classes for the month of July are completely free. There is no class fees. There is no admission fees. There is nothing of that sort. I will print on my end and I will send you all a set of tunes also. So on your end, you have to pay the courier charge. Courier charge is not for me, my courier charge is for the courier company for delivering it to your house. So you have to pay it to the courier person and you have to collect your parcel. So most of you all who would have registered at least 1 week before. So usually, it takes 1 week for the tunes to come to your house. So there is a Google form that you all were supposed to fill to get the tunes. By any chance, if any of you all have not filled that form, after class, I will send that form again. So please make sure to fill. So if it has been a week that you have filled, most likely you should have the tune. And the courier company will usually call before coming. So hope you answer and hope you collected the tunes. So today, Lamai, even if you don't have the tune, we can manage. Don't worry. Right? So you should have the file with the main tune, all the past papers, other papers, all of it has to be there. Perfect. So let's get started. Yesterday morning I failed, today early morning got proud. That is very fast, no? So usually, if you're lucky enough, Lamai, sometimes you get the tunes within a day itself. But sometimes, Lamai, to keep a buffer, I usually say it comes within a week. Yala. But if you're very lucky, sometimes, within a day also, you get the tunes. Give me a second. Let me clear all of this and come to 100 different tabs are open. Seconds. Okay. So, right, guys, give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm home alone today and there is no one at home and someone's ringing the bell. Give me 1 minute. Let me see who is there and run and come back. Okay. Perfect. So we'll get started with today's session. So the first question that I wanted to put out to you all as well. today is the journey of the start of a journey that, will go a long, long way. We have 2 more years to go. Now, this is July. Ideally, in 2028, in August, that is where you all will do your actual exam. So we have exactly around 2 years and 1 month to go. So what you do in this 2 years will matter a lot and can even make a difference to how your next 20 years are going to be. So before I get into the subject, your paper, and all of it, I'll start off with Lamai giving you all a small intro about myself. I think it's important that you know who I am and what we are doing over here. So a little bit about me. I am Arshad. I teach advanced level economics. So I started teaching somewhere around in 2018, where I started off with some of the individual classes. And then with COVID in 2020, that is where classes went online. And then since then, I have been doing this online class. So right now, there is close to around 1,000 students across all the batches, the 2028, 27, and the 26 batch. There is around 1,000 students in total learning with me. Different theory classes, revision classes, right? You have multiple things. So I schooled at St. Thomas's, Mount Lavinia. That is where I did my A-levels. And I was among the top 50 in the island in 2017. So in the commerce stream, I also did the normal 3 commerce subjects, that is accounting, business studies, economics. I did it in 2017. I was among the top 50 in the island. And with that, I got into Colombo University and I did my degree in the Faculty of Management and Finance at Colombo Uni. And I specialized in business economics. So my degree is on econ and I got a first class degree as well. We'll talk about what a first class degree and all of it is later on. And along with that, I've completed CIMA. I was a part of Rotaract at university. I was the president of the club at uni as well, where there was around 400 odd members. We did a lot of nice projects. So that's a bit about me. And then once I graduated from university, I started working at a macroeconomic advisory firm. So I started working somewhere around towards the end of 2022. And since then, I've still been working in the same firm. So I work for this firm called Frontier Research as an economist. So I'm not just a normal tuition teacher. I also have a full-time job as an economist where I do a lot of, things that I teach you all. I practically do that in the real world. So my job includes I forecast exchange rates. I predict what the exchange rate can be by the end of this year. I predict interest rates. We talk about what's happening in the economy right now. So usually we have our clients. So our clients are mainly the business firms, right? The big businesses in Sri Lanka, the big banks, the big companies out there. So we do reports for them. We do presentations for their board, right? So we meet the CEOs, the board of directors. We do presentations about what is happening in the country right now, how they can prepare for that, right? Because all of these, right? Exchange rates, interest rates, all of that impacts businesses. So even the exchange rate going from 1 rupee here and there can make a big difference for their import-export orders that they make. So therefore, they get our services. And that is how my usual normal work goes. So I work on the weekdays. On Tuesday and Thursdays where we physically have to go to work. Other days, usually I work from home. But my office work is usually pretty flexible. It's not a typical 9 to 5 kind of a thing. So it's easy for me to manage my classes as well. There is no, you have to come at 9, you have to leave at 5, nothing like that. As long as I get the work done, they are completely fine with that. So for the last 4 years, I have been working there along with doing my classes. So I really enjoy the work that I do there. That is why I haven't left that place so far. And that is also a reason why I don't do a physical class. Now, so many of you will ask me, sir, Can we join your physical classes? I haven't got into the physical class market yet because personally, for me, I have a goal in life. I think I can be much more than just a normal tuition teacher. So yes, I can start physical classes and all of that I can, but then I have to give up on that job. For me, that job is very, very interesting, and that helps me become a better teacher. So as a result of actually working in the real world economic side of it, right? Actually working as an economist helps me bringing better examples, helps me stay updated with what is happening in Sri Lanka and the world. And even right now with the war, Iran war, all of it. So I'm right on top of the game. I know what's happening. I know how it impacts, and it helps me teach the subject practically a lot. So that is why I'm still sticking with that job, and I'm sticking to online classes, and I have not really got into physical classes there. So that's a little bit about me. Eventually, I'll get to know a little bit about y'all as well. So with that, we'll get into the mind. Before I get into anything, we'll get into your target. Well, first, before studying, before learning anything, I want all of your Lamai to have a target in life, because there is no point doing A levels without having a target. You can't be doing A levels for the sake of doing A levels. It can't happen that way, Lamai. A levels karna, you should have a proper target from the beginning. Think of A levels, Lamai, like a marathon. Like all of you all know a marathon, or think of a long distance race. So all of you right now are at the starting point. Now, some of you all would have got brilliant results for O levels. Some of you all would have, somehow managed and got something done. Some of you all would have barely even passed. Some of you all might have not even have a single A. That's completely fine, Lamai. Think about it as a race. Think about the fact that all of you, whether you got 9 A's, whether you got 5 A's, or even if you didn't get any A, all of you right now, Lamai, are at the starting point of this race. So how you end the race 2 years down the line depends on what you do in these 2 years, not what you have been doing in the past. So your O-level results, how much of A's you got, what kind of person were you during O-levels is completely irrelevant when it comes to my A-levels. Because I'll tell you with my experience, when I was going to school, I had so much of friends who would have got 9 A's for O-levels, completely messed up A-levels, who might have not even got a pass for A-levels. 9 A's O-levels, commerce fail in A-levels. You had the other way also. I had friends who had 1 A, 2 A's for O-levels, who ended up getting island ranks for A-levels. So that my point that I'm trying to make here is what you were during O-levels, Lamai, doesn't matter when it comes to A-levels. Think of this as a fresh start. Think of this as an opportunity that you get to rewrite your whole story. So if you did bad during O-levels, now when your O-level results came a few weeks ago, sometimes you would have seen, Lamai, that face of your parents. If you all, how is the emotions of your parents, Lamai, the moment you checked your results? How did they feel? The moment you, I know, maybe on your phone or maybe on your laptop, you put your index number, they're also around you. How is that? How was that feeling? Did it feel good? Did it feel bad? Were they sad about it? Were they happy about it? Did you have that tear of joy? Or was it a tear of disappointment? How is that? Nice. A lot of different emotions, no? Okay. So what I want all of y'all to work with is, regardless of how your O-level results went, when your A-level results come, now your A-level results will come, Lamai. Now in 2 years, you all will do A-levels. Most likely your A-level results will come somewhere around in December 2028. At that point, when you check your A-level results, Lamai, I want all of you to, give your parents that tear of joy, regardless of how it went during O-levels. That emotion, that tear of joy, Lamai, that will come out of your parents' eyes your mother, your father, at that point that you check your results in December 2028, that is priceless. That is something, Lamai, you can't buy for money. No matter what you do, you can't do that. So this 2 years, I'm telling you, whatever you did for O levels is irrelevant. Even if you barely passed O levels, I'll tell you today, you can even become the first in the island during A levels. It's all about what you do in this next 2 years, and everyone, even the first in the island in your batch, right now, Lamai is starting classes. Even the first in the island who becomes the best in the commerce stream, right now, maybe inside this class or maybe in some other class. They are also now just starting to study. So all of you are at the start of this race. So how you end this 2.5 years depends on what you do during this time. And I want you all to work towards that tear of joy for your parents, for all what they have done for you. Just think, Lamai, how much have your parents done for you? From the day that you know, either one of them would have been working. No? Most likely your father would have been working. And do you think, Lamai, working is easy? Now, school nang, if you feel tired, if you feel lazy, next day you say, I can't go to school, you stay at home. But do you think your father can do that? Do you think your father has option, he's tired, he can stay 1 week at home? No. Do you think your mother has the option to, this week I don't feel like cooking, I don't feel like, doing this if your mother is at home? No. For all these, I think you're around 18 years now, no? 16, no? 16, 17. For all these 16, 17 years out there, think about everything your parents have done for you. So this 2 years, you need to work to give it back to them for all what they have done. And this is your last 2 years of your schooling life. And I also would encourage them, if you all can go to school, go to school. Now, some of you all, yes, will become private candidates. That's okay. If there is a financial issue, all of those, then yes, no issue with becoming a private candidate. But if your parents can afford it, go to school, Lama, because those 2 years, this experience that you will get, the memories that you all will make, the friends that you all will have, you will never, ever find it anywhere else. So if you can go to school, go to school. And school also, Lama, usually most schools, sometimes they don't even teach. That's okay. They teach something. Some teachers don't teach. Even the best schools out there, Lama, in Colombo, do you think every teacher is properly teaching? Sometimes no. But it's that experience, getting to work with people, right? Becoming a prefect in school, having that leadership qualities. That is what will build character. So if you can go to school, definitely go for it. And make the best use of this next 2 years. So my starting goal that I want to put in your mind is, when this 2 years end, your target has to be, Lamai, regardless whether you're in the commerce stream or art stream. I think both of y'all are here doing econ. I want y'all to target to come among the top 100 in the island. So in the commerce stream, there is close to around 50-60,000 students doing commerce. Art stream, there is close to around 80,000, 75,000, 80,000 people doing art stream. I want y'all, out of all those people, I want y'all to have a target to come among the top 100 in the island. Even if you come among the top 1,000 in the island, that is still a brilliant result. I want you to target to come among the top 100. Even if you come on the top 200, top 300, remember, you're among the top 200, top 300 out of 50,000 people, out of 80,000 in the art stream, 50,000 in the commerce stream. That has to be, Lamai, your munad. That has to be your target. Exactly. So your target has to be, Lamai, on December 2028, when your results come, your parents have to have that tear of joy, and your parents, Lamai, have to get that opportunity where they proudly call everyone, and where they call all your relatives, their people, and then they have to proudly say, look here, my son or daughter got this result. My son or daughter got 3 A's. He's the 100th in the island. That is what I want you all to work for. So that happiness. Now, if just imagine now, when your results come in December, if your parents feel bad about it, now some of you all would have realized that Lama even now. Do you realize how hurtful that is? Did you all realize Lama after your O-level results that some of your parents are avoiding your relatives? Did anyone face that situation where your results are not that good enough? So now your parents don't even like to, talk much to relatives because they know the relatives will keep asking what happened to the results, what happened to this, what happened to that. That's the worst feeling that you all can have, Lavan. If it happened during O levels, that's fine. Let that go. Make sure that doesn't happen during A levels. When your result comes out, at that very moment you check your results, there needs to be that tear of joy. And your parents should be able to like, proudly call your relatives to your uncle, auntie, your neighbor, anyone, and proudly say, look here, this is what my son achieved, or this is what my daughter achieved. So I want you all to work towards that. Can you all agree or at least promise that you will work towards that? Yes. No matter what you have in the next 2 years to next 2.5 years, have it in your mind, you will give it back to those parents. Give it everything you have, Lamai. This is your last 2 years, and this is where your schooling life ends. End it in a high note. End it like the pro. End it like the champion. That's what your target has to be. Nice to see so much of this ones. Right? Yes, we'll talk about the ranks and all of that. Right. So then, now with that in mind, now you all have a target in mind. This is what you're going to in the next 2 to 2.5 years. Now we'll get into a little bit more into detail. We'll start off with Lamai. Now a big question that some of you all have is, now, sir, why are you not doing a physical class? Sir, why is your class online? And I'll tell you, Lamai, why you should be learning online. Now, I also agree with most of y'all. Physical classes are fun. Now, right now, Lamai, your friend is not next to you. No? Right now, y'all are in front of a laptop or phone and you're listening to me. Your friend is not there. When you go to physical classes, the boys, you look at the girls, girls, you look at the boys. All of that is sadly not there. Here, all you can see is you can see the Zoom names. Some people have put fake names also. So you don't even really know, you don't have a crush in this class now. Very sad. So I agree, Lamai, that online classes might not be as fun as a physical class. But then you have to decide, are you here for the fun or are you here to get A levels done properly and to get a good result? That's a choice that you have to make, Lamai. And if your choice is, I want to have fun, I want to have a very good time, jolly in, if that is what your goal is, I would say, Lamai, find some physical classes, get all your friends, and, you can go there. After class, for 2 hours, you roam around in the road and do all of that. And let's say, come back. All of that you can do. But let me, Lamai, go into why you should be learning online. And I'll show you, Lamai, how this helps with achieving that target I told you. Remember, our target was what? To become the top 100 in the island. Nice. If you saw your parents' happy faces when they got the results, brilliant. The first thing is, Lamai, with learning online, you will be able to, Lamai, save a lot of time. You won't realize this now. Because right now, if you take your classes, you have how many classes a week? 3 classes a week, one per subject. Along with that, you all will start school also, very much manageable. But what happens is, Lamai, closer to A levels, the workload increases. Now, for my 2026 batch right now, I am doing 2 classes. But 2 months before, Lamai, I was doing 4 classes for them for a week. So much of papers, so much of stuff. So 4 classes a week I was doing for the 2026 students. Then that is just for econ. Likewise, Nama, you have your other subjects also. So imagine closer to the A-level exam, let's say 4 months, 5 months before the A-level exam, if you have around, Lamai, 10 classes every week to physically go and attend, imagine how tiring that will become. You're just going to spend lamai hours and hours in the road. Classes will clash. You might end up, just getting too exhausted and it gets hard. But when it is online, that problem goes away. So what I will recommend now, some of you all really want a physical class. So maybe balance it out. Out of your 3 subjects, I personally will recommend Lamai, don't have all 3 subjects as physical classes. It will get difficult later. Now, no. Now, Lamai, it's 1 class a week. Now you can definitely handle. But later is where it gets difficult. So maybe if you really want that physical interaction, I understand now it's nice. It's nice to have your friends, all of that is nice. So maybe even for a subject like accounting, where you have to sit and do papers, timing is very important. Maybe for something like that, a physical class could help. That also you can do online. But if you really want, maybe from your 3 subjects, pick out 1 subject or maybe maximum 2 to do it on a physical class. But have a balance between physical and online. So it helps you save Lama a lot of time. Now, even think about right now. Now, right now, Lama, this class, what we are doing from 7 to 9, if it was a physical class, at what time would you have started to get ready? What time would you have started to get ready? Class is at 7 o'clock. By around at least 5:30, 5:45, you would have started getting ready, washing a little, putting your clothes. By around 6:30, you would have left home. 1.5 hours traveling and getting ready. Class finishes at 9 o'clock, then your parents have to come and pick you up. That's another problem, right? Parents have to come all the way to pick you up, and that will take another one now. For a 2-hour class, you're wasting 2.5 hours, Lamai, in the road. Right now, again, not a problem because right now you have the time. But imagine closer to A levels when you have 10 classes a week, full day classes. When you have classes like that, Lamai, and if you end up spending around 15, 20 hours in the road, getting dressed and traveling, you won't have the time to study. So you will not realize it right now. I'm telling you this towards the end. And most of the students Lamai, realize this late. Now, if you look at my classes, at the very beginning, Lamai, I'll take the 26 batch. The 2026 batch, when I started that class 2 years ago online, there was around Lamai 50, 60 students. Now, there is 500 students. I don't take more than that now. So all of them, Lamai, realize the worth of an online class later. Now only they come and say, sir, this is more a laziness, sir, for us, very convenient. So we don't have to, we don't waste a lot of time. So I'm telling you this now because you all will start realizing the worth of it only later. And that is point number 1. But even better is not this point, Lamai, is my second point. Now, I'll talk about my online class. In my online class, Lamai, every single class that we do, including today's class, is recorded and uploaded on my website. The first month, Lamai, since it's free, I will put it on YouTube. But once the paid classes start from next month onwards, every single class that I do will be recorded and available on the website. And the best part is, Lamai, you can watch it unlimited times until A levels. Until 2028, those recordings are there. So that way, Lamai, you will never, ever miss a class. Even let's say for 1 month, you go abroad for a trip. Even let's say I just hope it doesn't happen. Let's say you get sick. So 1 month you're sick. You still have, Lamai, the recording, which you can come back and watch. And you don't have to trouble me, sir, please send the recording, sir, please send the recording. No. If you miss the class, within 24 hours, I upload the recording on the website. You just have to, Lamai, log in and watch. I'll just show you the website also. So right now, my first month, you all won't have access. Later on, we will make accounts for you. So website is simply lms.itutasl.lk. So you will get, Lamai, a username and a password. So you enter your username and password. So I will just show you my account. Give me a second. Okay, so you enter your username, password, you will get one, you log in. And once you log into the website, Lamai, you will see this My Courses. Under that, for every unit, Lamai, there will be a small folder. It's called a classroom. Now, I'll show you the 2028, the first batch people. I'll show you the 2026 people here. So you can see, Lamai, 2026, right-hand corner, unit 1. This is the 26 batch, unit number 1. So if you open that, Lamai, all their recordings are there here. Recording session 1, session 2, session 3. So they did this, Lamai, 2 years ago. So here the dates can you see? Session 5, 11th of July 2024. 11th of July 24 is exactly 2 years from now. No? Today is 10th of July 26. So if they want, let's say tomorrow, if they want, exactly 2 years from this class, Lamai, they can come back, click on this, and here the video is there. All they have to do is, Lamai, they have to just play. Do you have to pay separately for the recordings? No, Lamai. It is covered in your class fees. I won't charge separately for that. So whatever months that you pay and properly come, for those months, Lamai, recordings will be there. That I think is the biggest advantage here. So that way, Lamai, you will never lose track. Because especially if you take, Lamai, A-levels, if you lose track, Lamai, it's very hard because lessons are connected. Now, today's class will be connected to tomorrow's class. So if you miss today's class and, you play the fool come tomorrow, then you don't sometimes understand. Now, that is a problem in a physical class then. Now, let's say you have sports practice, you have extracurricular in school, and as a result, if you miss one class, sometimes next class they're in there. It doesn't make sense. But here, Namai, even if you miss the class, within 24 hours recording is there, you watch and you come to the next class. All of that is fine. When is the class starting? Today the class is done. Today is the first day. Okay. So that's the next biggest advantage I will give you. So first that it saves time, but even more than it saves time, Lamai, you will never ever miss a class. You can watch any recording unlimited times until 11. And just because the class is online, Lamai, I am not going to give you, right? I'm not going to give you the PDF tunes or anything. I will be properly sending you all my printed tunes. So for unit number 1, you all would have got the printed set of tunes. That is still the theory tune that you all have got. Little by little, Lama, you'll get the other units, revision tunes, fast track program. So all of it little by little will come. Printed tunes, Lama, will be sent to your doorstep before the unit starts. So you have the tune with you. Right? You don't have to print anything or nothing there. Everything will be given. You don't even have to have Lamaya CR book. Everything you can write in the tunes itself. It will be there. So that is where Lamai, it gets better. Recordings won't get expired. Lamai. Recordings will only get expired when you do A-levels. So 2028 August, after your A-level paper, recordings will get deleted. So after that, you don't need the recordings. Now, after that, you don't have to watch my face and listen to me. No? So until that point, my recordings will be there. Until you do A-levels. Until you finish your A-level paper and come home, recording will be there on the website. So you will never miss a class. You have the tunes. You save a lot of time and it works. And then you also have this thing. So this online classes, sir, don't, now still some of you all are not convinced. So online classes, sir, you can't, no, sir, it doesn't work, no, sir, right? And I'll show you, Lamai, consistently in the last few years, we've consistently produced, Lamai, top island and district ranks. I'll just give you a skim through of this. So this is last year. In 2025, I have not put all my results here, Lamai, but out of those, I told you 50,000 coming, trust me, Lamai, coming on the top 100, 115, the island itself is a big deal. So last year, we were able to produce the island 6th and the island 12th. This is big achievements you don't realize, Lamai. If you take district ranks, there are way more, which I will show you maybe some other day. I don't have it on a slide. This 2025. Then 2024. That is the year before that. So here, Lamai, we had the island 2nd, the island 5th, and the island 9th. So this is proof to you that this online class works. So these are people, Lamai, who came to my class for 2 years, just like how y'all are starting today. They properly got all the work done. And imagine, Lamai, out of 50,000 people, you're the top 10 in the island, Kian. That is that. Do you have to pay separately for the tute? There is no separate payment for the tute, lamai. So if you have your brothers or sisters tute, don't use that lamai. Get a proper set of tutes for you, because those get updated also, and there is no separate payment. Only the courier charge. The courier charge is around 400 rupees, lamai. Think of it. If you go for a physical class for a day itself, you will spend more than that. So think of that way and pay the courier charge and take the tute. Because I feel when you have your own tute, when you have nice tutes, lamai, you actually feel like studying rather than, having a dirty, ugly tute. So then in 2024, this is just the district ranks that were there. So we had lamai so many students in the top 10 in the district. I don't have all the flyers, but yeah, proof. Earlier I showed you the island ranks. Now these are the district ranks. District 2nd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, all of them. Then 2023, right? I'm just showing you consistently we were able to produce results. Then these were some students lamai in the 2021 batch, right? The district 1st, 2nd, all of that, all over from Sri Lanka, lamai, not just from Colombo. So my point there is that it works. You don't have to, be doubtful that, if I do it online, is it enough? Should I go to physical class also? Can I do this with just this fellow's class? You can, right? So no matter what you do, as long as you follow what I tell you, lamai, for the last 4-5 years, my students have done it. You can also do it. You just have to trust the process. Remember this end goal in mind. Some of you all will get there, some of you all won't. But you target for top 100. Even if you come among the top 500, lamai, remember, you're brilliant. Because you're talking about 50,000 students. And from 50,000, lamai, if you come among the top 500, you're among the top 1% in the island. That will open, lamai, your pathway to almost all the local unis, everything. We'll talk about local unis later on. So then with that in mind, right, your target, how online learning helps, we'll get into, lamai, the syllabus now. So how many units do we have in this? There's a question. One of my relatives is doing economics in Cambridge. We find problem when it comes to syllabus coverage if you join this class. It is a little different. My Cambridge and this is a bit different. You can drop me a text. I'll send you a teacher I know who does Cambridge classes. Better to join that. The syllabus is not exactly the same. Okay. So coming into the syllabus content. So in A levels, econ, we have 12 units for the entire 2 years. Starting from now for 2 years, there are 12 units. How these units are broken down is unit number 1 to unit number 6. That is your grade 12 syllabus. Grade 12, or you can call it the first year of A levels. Unit number 1 to unit number 6. The top row, that is your grade 12 syllabus. Then unit number 7 to unit number 12, that is your grade 13 syllabus or second year of A levels. That's how your units are broken. So I'll tell you my plan as well, what I have for you and how we will cover the syllabus, all of that. But that's the broad breakdown of how the units are. So unit number 1 to 6 is grade 12. 7 to 12 is grade 13. So 12 and 13, that is fine. We'll go into your paper structure. Any guesses? How many marks do you think your A-level paper is out of economics? Total, you all want to guess? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000? Yes, we'll talk about the class time as well. I'll give you all the plan, So your total econ paper is out of 200 marks. How is the marks broken down? So paper 1, what do you all think is there in paper 1? Paper 1 is for 100 marks. Out of the 200 mark paper, paper 1 is for 100 marks. What do you think is there in this paper 1? It's different from your other 2 subjects. In paper 1, out of this 100 marks, you know how the paper is broken? You have 50 MCQs. So there is no fill in the blanks, there is no short answer, nothing. All are MCQs. 50 MCQs. The only difference is compared to O levels, now one MCQ lamai has 5 options. O levels, one MCQ had 4 options. Now one MCQ has 5 options. So likewise, you have 50 MCQs. So nothing to even memorize or anything, Lama. It's just MCQs. Even if you take the past paper out that is there in your file, you can see the MCQs. Then you have Lamai paper 2. Paper 2 is Lamai for another 100 marks. And how paper 2 is divided is there are 10 essay questions. So you have something called subsection A, which has question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have subsection B, which has questions 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the best part about paper 2, you know what's the best part, Lamai? From these 10 questions, how much do you think you have to do? From the 10? How much do you have to do? Azan, I don't hear it, so I'm continuing. So from these 10 questions, Lamai, you have to only do 5 questions. So that is the choice that you have in the econ. So each of these questions, Lamai, are for 20 marks. Okay. So each question is for 20 marks and you have to do 5. And the best part, Lamai, now you can't do any 5 though. Now, subsection A, Lamai, is from your grade 12 syllabus. Remember, I told you unit 1 to unit number 6, grade 12. That is from that. Subsection B, Lamai, is from your grade 13 syllabus. Now, if you can do any 5, then what happens is, Lamai, then what happens is all of you all will do only grade 12 syllabus questions. No? That's why they say you have to do 5 in total, but you can't do any 5. There is no compulsory question. You have to, Lamai, do minimum 2 questions from each part. So how does the selection work? Minimum 2 questions from each section. So minimum 2, in total, Lamai, you have to do 5. So ideally, now how students will do it is, Lamai, let's say in subsection A, they do question 1, 2, 3. Let's say in subsection B, they do question number 6 and 7. So from each subsection, minimum 2, total 5. That's how you will select, Lamai. So either you can do 3 from this and 2 from this, or 2 from this and 3 from this, whatever way. You can't do all 5 from this. Yes, you have a choice, but it's not that you can do all 5 from subsection A. Minimum 2 questions you have to do, Lamai, from each subsection. And then I'll make it even better for you, Lamai. Each question comes exactly from a fixed unit. So you can even target questions and go. In your A-level paper, question number 1, Lamai, comes from unit number 1. That is what we are going to start today. Question number 2 is from unit number 2. Question 3, unit 3. Question 4, Lamai, is from unit number 4. Question 5 is from unit number 5 and unit number 6. So you exactly know this unit is this question here. So you can even, Lamai, now you have to do, let's say you're doing 3 questions from subsection A. So you can even target and specialize and go, I'm going to learn these units for this question here. We will learn everything properly, but if you really want, you can even target. Then same thing here. Here, question number 6, Lamai, is unit number 7. That is a grade 13 syllabus, I told you, 7 to 12. Then question 7, unit 8. Question 8, Lamai, is from unit number 9 and 10. Question 9 and 10 both are, Lamai, from unit number 11 and 12. So you exactly know that. So that way, Lamai, you can even nicely target, nicely plan and get it done. So we will work properly in a systematic way, Lamai. Our target, I teach you in a way not to just get the A. So for these 2 years, Lamai, for all the work we do, we are not targeting for 75. For me, lamai, the bare minimum has to be 75. That should be the minimum that you get. Your target here, lamai, is to get 100 out of 100. Realistically, you won't get. You might make a careless mistake. There will be something that you don't know. Will at least get 95. So we'll target for 100 out of 100. If you even looked at this picture, lamai, why was there a moon and a coconut tree? The moon and the coconut tree is you shoot for the moon. Shoot for the moon is lamai, you shoot for 100 out of 100. But you might not get 100 out of 100 in reality. You will at least hit a coconut tree. So you shoot for the moon, you at least hit a coconut tree. The coconut tree is lama, you at least get, let's say, 90 to 95. We target for 100 out of 100. I'll be very honest, most of you all won't get it. Or I think any of you all won't get it. You will at least come to 90 to 90. That's the target. So then back to my paper structure. That's how Lama, your paper works. So unit question number 9 and 10 are both from unit number 11 and 12. Okay, that is also done. Then in terms of our plan, now this is something Lama, I do very differently from all other classes. Now, if you take my class usually, I like to work Lama in a very organized manner. Yes, we will have exams also. So in my class, compared to any other class out there, I will cover your A-level syllabus. These 12 units I told you. I will cover it Lamai 5 times before the A-level exam. I'll give you the plan now itself, how I will do this. So first Lamai, I will cover the syllabus using the theory class. Now your theory class is what we are starting today. So that is from July 2026. And I will do Lamai. Now there are 12 units now. July 2026 until December 2027. Now your A-level is when? August 2028. But by next year, December itself, we will finish off Lamai, your entire theory class syllabus. So one time of the syllabus is entirely done around 8 months before the actual exam. The second one, we will then have Lamai a revision class. Now revision class, okay, Lamai, what we do is we do papers. So revision class will start next year around April. So starting around April 2027, and this also Lamai goes until December 2027. So April 27 to December 2027, in the revision class, Lamai, what we do is we do a lot of papers. Right? We do a lot of papers. So in the entire revision class from April next year to December next year, Lamai, you will actually do, any guesses how many papers you all want to do? How many papers do you think you want to do? So each paper Lamai is around 2 hours. How many papers do you want to do? From April to this, that will be a separate class. Fee will be separate. We'll talk about that. So from this to this Lamai, you all will be doing, April to this, you will be doing Lamai 100 plus papers. There's around 108 that I have. I can increase the amount of papers also, but for now, we have around 108 or 109 papers that are there. That's the amount of papers you all will start doing Lamai from next year onwards. This is still until only December. So by next year, December, you all will be Lamai the only people in Sri Lanka. Trust me, you will be the only set of students in Sri Lanka by next year, December, who has finished the entire theory syllabus, plus who has done 100 plus papers and done revision also. There will not be a single other class who would have finished both of it. I'll guarantee you that. Okay. Now, then the question is, how are you able to do that, Lamai? Why is other teachers not able to do that? For me, Lamai, the reason is simple. For me, because the class is online, I stick to a proper plan. So if the, sorry, I didn't tell you how many hours, I'll come to that. So if the class starts at one time, Lamai, class starts exactly at that time. So if your class is at 7 o'clock, I open the meeting at around 6:45, 6:50. At 7, I see if people are still joining or not. If people are still joining, I wait for maximum 5 minutes. Exactly at 7:05, I will on my camera, I will start it. I won't waste time there. And also in class, I don't waste time talking a lot. Initially, yes, I will do a little bit of talking, but I won't do a lot of talking about my love life and my married life and this and that. Yes, I'll give you all some stories, but we won't waste time that way because I don't do classes to get videos for TikTok or to put on my YouTube channel. I don't do classes that way. So I will teach. Now, usually what happens Lamai, in a physical classes, I don't know if you all have realized this, most classes Lamai will waste time even when they start class. Have you all started going to physical classes? Classes at 4 o'clock, does it start exactly at 4 o'clock? Have you all started? No. If you have started this thing, do you realize that most classes start very late? A class starts at 4 o'clock, teacher comes at around 4:20, 4:30, and then, for half an hour, he's talking about something. For 1 hour, they teach. So when that happens, Namai, that is where the syllabus gets delayed. I don't do that. So as a result of that, I am able to, Lamai, finish off the syllabus. Okay. I'm able to finish off the syllabus because I work on time. I have a proper plan. I exactly know this month, this unit is what I will do. So by next year, December, theory revision is both done. Twice you have done the syllabus. Then, now I told you 5 times. In addition to this, Lamai, we will have a past paper class. Past paper class, Lamai, I will do it usually free. I usually do it free for everyone. So past paper class, Lamai, we will do all the past papers unit wise while covering every unit, unit 1, 2, 3, all the way until unit number 12. So this time I will most likely start somewhere around October next year, 2027. This will go until around, I will say, May, June 2028. So that is your A-level year until around that. That's the past paper class. That will be done now completely free. Then you have another one. After all this is done, Lamai, we have something called a fast track program. Now, this fast track program, Lamai, I introduced this in 2020. And so many other teachers have now copied this. Everyone else also has something called a fast track program. Now, my fast track program, Lamai, is different from other teachers' fast track program. My fast track program, Lamai, starts after I have finished theory and revision. So December next year, I finish theory and revision. From January 2028 to around July 2028. So not January, January to around April, right? 2028, we do the fast track program. Now, my fast track program Lamai, is not a program to do A-levels in 1 year program. If you want to do A-levels in 1 year, I have a separate plan for you. Drop me a text. Some texted me also. Drop me a text on WhatsApp. I'll send you a plan. But my fast track program, Lamai, is designed to build island ranks. After I finish the theory syllabus, after I do 100 plus papers in revision, that is where I do the fast track. So my fast track program is where Lama, you recap the toughest areas of every unit and you do the hardest possible papers from every single unit. So that is Lama getting you the trying to get the best out of you, the difficult areas, the most difficult questions. That is what we will do. Because fast track program is not going to be this Baba type program, Lamai. Because theory is done, revision is done by that time. You have finished theory, you have finished 100 papers in revision, you have finished the syllabus twice. With that knowledge only, Lama, you come to the fast track where you do the toughest, most difficult ones. That is to push you to that 90, 95, that island rank levels. That is the 4th time I will finish the syllabus. And then finally, once all of this is done, in the last few months, Lamai, we have the mock exam series. So the mock exam series, Lamai, will go from around May 2028 until July 2028. There, Lamai, we will be doing papers, and again covering the syllabus. In addition to this, Lamai, you will have seminars, you will have term exams. There is a MCQ program. If you want, I can put that as 6th time also. I will be doing, Lamai, 1,000 MCQ program with you. There also, Lamai, we will finish the entire syllabus unit by unit. We'll do 1,000 MCQs there. So over and over and over again, you will cover this syllabus Lamai, at least 5-6 times before the A-level exam. This is way more than any other teacher would do. I'm able to do this because my class is online. I start on time. I don't talk nonsense, no bullshit. They're directly to the point. We are working. So if you want, to have fun and all in class, maybe I'm not the best teacher for that. I don't know. I don't think I'm the most boring teacher, but I'm not the most fun. And, I'm not the person who's going to tell you my love story for 1 hour and may my. That won't happen in my class. If that is what you want, then you're in the wrong class. But if you're serious about learning, if you're serious about getting it done, then you're in the right place. So we will cover it, Lamai. It's all planned out for you. Stick to it. Do the work I ask you. You can get to that target that you had at the very beginning. So how our classes work is you will have Lamai MCQ tests, you will have term exams, syllabus will get covered 5-6 times. You get all class recordings to watch unlimited times until A-levels, printed tudes are sent. July is completely free. Don't pay a single cent. Come for this month and see whether you like the subject, see whether you understand what I teach. Because I don't want, Lamai, any of you all to waste your money on me. That's the worst feeling that I can get as a teacher, because I also come from a very basic middle class family. I don't want anyone to say, I joined Arshad sir's class, I owe such a waste of money, aparad fees. I don't want that to happen. That is why the entire month of July is free for you. Every Friday, the class will happen. You come, learn, attend the classes properly, get the tudes, study, clear your doubts, do everything. If you're happy with it, in August, you pay and register. The regular monthly fee is 3,300. That will include all the classes. It will include all the tudes. It will include all the recordings. Everything is there. I won't separately charge printing cost. I won't separately charge recording charges, nothing. That 3,300, everything is there except for the courier charge. So courier charge is different, Lamai. Courier charge, that is for the courier company. And every month you won't have tudes, Lamai, because unit number 1, I can't finish in 1 month. So it will go for like 2 months, 2-3 months. So then you will go there. That is how that will go. So then how does the class times work? Right? I'll just tell you all this also. So right now, Lamai, I have a batch that I started around 2 months ago. Now, their class, Lamai, the 2028, I'll say batch 1. These people, I started this class, Lamai, around 2 months ago. This class, Lamai, is on Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. This is also a temporary time. Then now, today I'm starting your class, 2028, let's say batch 2, or we'll call it after results batch. This is you. Okay. Your class, Lamai, goes on Friday from 7 to 9. That is your class time. But this is not going to be your permanent class time. Your permanent class time, Lamai, will be Thursday night. Now, Friday 7 to 9, Lamai, you will learn unit number 1. Now, these people also, they are also, Lamai, still they are in the last part of unit number 1. Now, today, you all are going to start. They are in the last part. So, they will learn unit number 1 Wednesday 4 to 6. You will learn unit number 1 Friday 7 to 9. You all are in different parts. Then, Lamai, from next month, that is September, on Thursday, September, anyway, next month is August. Did I write September? From August, Lamai, your class will be moved to Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. This is where, Lamai, you will start unit number 2. Now, unit number 1, lamai, will not be finished this month itself. It's long, lamai. You can't finish a unit in 1 month. So, unit number 1, for around 2 to 2.5 months, this will go on. So, this month is completely free. Next month onwards, lamai, you can pay the fee and register. So, Friday night, this time, right now, this time, we will learn lamai unit number 1. So that will go until around 2 to 2.5 months. So this is July, no? So let's say until around mid of September. Until the mid of September, Lama, Friday night, unit number 1. The best part is, Lama, unit number 1 is not connected to unit number 2. So next month, while you learn unit number 1 on Friday, you will start, Lamai. Now, these people will also come to this. Y'all will also come to this. Y'all will start, Lamai, unit number 2 next month. Unit number 2 is not at all connected to unit number 1. So while learning unit number 1 on Friday, you can learn unit number 2 on Thursday. No problem at all. So next month, Lama, you have 2 classes a week. Thursday, you are learning unit number 2 with me. Friday, you are learning unit number 1. Once unit number 1 is done, this Friday class is over. So unit number 2, 3, 4, 5 until unit number 12, this Thursday class will continue. That is how your classes will work. So right now, you have Friday 7 to 9. Next month, you will have Friday and Thursday. And little by little, the Friday class will finish when unit 1 is done. Permanent time is Thursday. That's how the classes will go. And remember, every single class Lamai will be recorded. You will get the recordings even if you miss. No problem. You can watch the recording. You can catch it up. That's the only class that I have, Lama. I don't have multiple other times for classes. So by any chance, if it is clashing, see if you can work with your other. No, you don't have to pay for both classes, Lama. Next month, same class fee, 3,300 only. But you will get double the classes. That's fine. So this is the only class time I have, Lamai. I don't do multiple other classes at different times. So by any chance, if it clashes with another teacher, then see if that other teacher, Lamai, has another class time. Worst case, your recording will be there. Worst case, even if you miss the live session, recording is there. So even if you miss the live class in 2 days, 1 day recording is there. You watch the recording. Any doubts you have, clear it on WhatsApp. You can still continue, no problem. But I would like for you all to attend live, definitely. Right. That is how, Lama, your classes will go. Hope all of that is clear. Is that part okay? No, August, Lama, you don't have to pay for both classes. August, you just pay the normal class fees of 3,300. But you will get both. Okay. Any questions? With that, I told you I'll take the first 1 hour for the introduction. With that, Lamai, the introduction is done. We took 9 minutes extra. Fine. Okay. Right. Then with that intro in mind, we will now go into Lamai learning unit number 1. So before we start unit number 1, do you all want a small 5-minute break to walk around? Or are you all good to go? So we take a 5-minute break just to walk around, get some water and, this thing. Okay, so it's 8:10 right now. Don't leave the meeting or anything, Lamai. Just keep it on mute and walk and come. So we'll take a break until 8:50. 15 away, 15. So now it is 8:10. You can take a break, Lamai, until 8:15. Small break only. By 9 o'clock, I will finish. So take a break by 8:15. Come back. We will start. Do I do individual classes? No. Take a break and come. Course. Right. So welcome back after the break. Sadly, during the break, my current went off. I have charge on my laptop, so won't be a problem. So we'll start. Very, very unfortunate. Can't help it, but the class will go on. So we're starting with Lamai, unit number 1. Now, unit number 1, introduction to economics. Now, there was a question on the chat box also. So which units are the hard units? I personally don't think, Lama, there are any hard units that are there. It depends on how you understand it. And in econ, it's not a full theory subject. It's not a full number heavy math subject. It's a mix, Lamai. You have a bit of theory, you have calculations, you have graphs, you have numbers involved. But the most important part of getting econ done is, Lamai, you need to understand the concepts logically. You can't memorize it. You need to figure out. Econ will get you to, Lamai, think. Why does this happen? When this happens, okay, then what will happen? That is what econ is about. It's not about, Lamai, memorizing a certain thing and by hearting and giving it like a what. This one, it's not that way. It's not about memorizing something and jotting it down. It doesn't work like that. So econ is about, all right, current is back there. Okay, so econ is about, Lamai, how you logically understand a certain, I don't know if current is back or not back. A light came out of nowhere. Okay, so econ, Lamai, is about you logically understanding the concepts and getting that done. Give me 1 second. Hold on, let me see what happened. Okay, so then we'll start off with, Lamai, the first part for today's class. So today's class, my target for you, I would have sent you all the PDF tute as well for the first version. My current has gone, it has come back, but it has not come back properly though. Half of my house has lights. I have no idea what is happening in my house. So today, Lamai, the target is to finish off these first 3 pages, and there is a quiz at the end as well. So from what we learned today, just to see whether you have understood the concept, there will be a quiz. So listen very, very carefully, and there will be some awards for the winners also. So let's get started. And yeah, can you all take out, Lamai, your tutes for unit number 1? Take out your main tute. Right. So take out your main tute. And let's get started. We'll start with, Lamai, a very simple concept about economic behavior. Now, these are normal things that you and me, we all do. Now, you all know that people, you, me, all of us, Lamai, we have monada. We have physical and mental needs and wants. What needs and wants? Physical and mental needs and wants. Now, what are physical needs? Physical needs, we say, Lamai, are the needs that can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. If you can fulfill it by consuming a good or service, Lamai, that's called a physical need. Example, think like food. Now, all of you all I know get hungry. Right now, you all must be waiting, when will this fellow finish the class? I'm hungry, I need to go eat dinner. Now, those kind of needs and wants, Lamai, right? The food that you want, you can fulfill it by getting something. You buy a nice cheese kottu, or you have pizza today for dinner. Or let's say you have a nice, I don't know, like a hot butter cuttlefish curry, mocha curry. Let's say you have a fancy thing. So you can fulfill it by a good or service. So any need that can be fulfilled, Lamai, by consuming a good or service is called a physical need. So examples that we have is, Lamai, for example, food. Now you all have the need for food, you buy a kottu. Getting a good, it sorts it. You have the need for, let's say, a house, need for shelter, you buy a house, problem solved. You have the need for clothing, you buy some fancy clothes and trend dekata, you wear something, problem solved. So if you can fulfill a need or want by consuming a good or service, that's called a physical need, or we can call it a physical want. And what are mental needs? Mental needs, Lamai, example, love, kindness. Now, at this age, Lamai, your hormones also start working. Y'all also at this point, now you all want to find a partner in life, no? Yes. Have you all already found someone? No. Can shape a type without your parents seeing you typing. I'm not sure if your parents are listening, but have you found someone? At least have a crush on someone? No. The boys, at least from your O-level class, no crush. Yeah. So you have those as well. I'm sorry, guys, if my voice is lagging. I'm on a hotspot. My current is playing the fool. I have no idea what has happened. Somehow one light is working, all the other lights are gone. So now some of you all have crushes. Some of you all would have, found a nice partner. You're already acting like married people. So you have that lamai need or want for love, right? You want to feel loved. You want kindness. You want people to respect you. Now, those kind of things, lamai, can you get it from a good door service? Can you get love from a good door service? Yes. What do you all think? Do you get love from a good door service? No, no. Those kind of stuff, lamai, is what you call mental needs and wants. Now, those you can't fulfill using a good door service. If you can fulfill it using a good door service, that's called a physical need and want. If you can't directly fulfill it using a good door service, lamai, then that is called a mental need and want. So we'll go through the note here. Very simple story. I'm saying people in a society have various needs, and these needs can be classified as physical needs and mental needs. The needs that can be directly fulfilled with the consumption of a good or service is called a physical need. So if you can satisfy that with the consumption of a good or service by buying something, buying a coat to buying some nice clothes, that is called a physical need. But needs that cannot be fulfilled, cannot be directly fulfilled by the consumption of a good or service, that is called a mental need. Now, example, love, kindness, spiritual development. You want to feel like the poorer. Now, those kind of things, you can't get it lamai from a good door service. It doesn't work that way. So those are called mental needs and wants. And then the other side, you have lamai physical needs and wants. Now, whether you like it or not, sadly, in economics, we mainly focus on lamai how people fulfill their physical needs and wants only. Give me a second, hold on. Right. So in econ, we focus on how people fulfill their physical needs and wants. So here I am saying, Lamai, Balan, in my note, I am saying the activities and behavior performed by people to fulfill physical needs and wants of a society using limited resources, we'll talk about those words later, is called economic behavior. So examples, producing goods, distributing goods, consuming goods are all a part of economic behavior. Don't worry about specific words right now, Lamai. Right now, just understand the big story, because the entire unit, Lamai, we will go into these in detail. So what is consumption? So what is production? Don't worry about, Lamai. Little by little, you all will get it. So let me give you a summary. I am saying people have, listen carefully, I'm summarizing the whole thing and then see if you all have questions. I am saying, Lamai, people have physical and mental needs and wants. Physical needs are the needs that you can fulfill by consuming a good. By buying a kottu, you can fulfill your need for food. By buying some t-shirt or denim, you can fulfill your need for clothes. So if you can fulfill your need or want by buying a good or service, that's called a physical need or want. If you can't directly fulfill that need using a good or service, then that is called a mental need. For example, love. Now, all of y'all might have a crush. All of y'all might get married someday. You might feel loved, but you can't get love, lamai, from a good door service. Now you will argue, sir, when we get gifts, sir, we feel loved. So when someone buys a chocolate or a rose and give, we feel love. That is not the point, lamai. The chocolate or rose is a good. Chocolate or rose is not the love, no. The love part there is the person taking the effort to go and buy you a chocolate, spending that money and buying you that. That is the part. So those, lamai, you can't get from a good door service. And then economics is about Sadly, we are not going to talk about how you find a girlfriend, how you find a boyfriend, how you get married, love, kindness, never. Economics is about, my economic behavior is about how you use your limited resources. Now, you don't have that much of money. You have limited resources. How do you use these limited resources and how do you fulfill those physical needs and wants? Is that part broadly somewhat clear? Don't worry about specifics, but broadly, economics is about fulfilling these physical needs. Fine, yes, can you all quickly respond on the chat box? And I want you all to respond on the chat box also, is because then only you stay focused. Otherwise, especially sometimes in an online class, what can happen is you start daydreaming. Right now, class is going, you're thinking about something else, or you're scrolling on your phone. So anything, just keep the chat box active. You can send a message only to me, Lamai. No one will see it. I won't judge you. No problem at all. Just keep sending yes, no, whatever question I ask. Just send. That will help your brain, Lamai, to stay active. Otherwise, you're thinking about something else. You're thinking about what is there for dinner tonight. So don't worry about what is there for dinner tonight. You focus on what is happening in class right now. Perfect. Then Lamai, I will leave that para there and I will go into Lamai talking about the definition for economics. Now, before we get into the definition for economics, I'm going to give a small activity to y'all. I want all of y'all to give me an answer on the chat box. And some of the answers I will read out. Okay. Let's say today, I gift you 1 million rupees. What do I do? I gift all of you 1 million rupees. Can you tell me what are you going to do with that 1 million? Give me a list of things that you are going to do. I want all of you think that you got 1 million rupees today. What are you going to do? You can break it down. You can say, I get this. So I'll use the entire thing for this. Whatever are you going to do? Nice. Some of you are half to charity and go on a trip. Nice. iPhone 17. Give me a whole list of the entire 1 million. iPhone 17 is only 275,000. What are you going to do for the entire 1 million? Nice. Buy a bike, build your house, invest, start your own business. Realistically, think and give me a list. What are you going to do with that 1 million? Think. Now you're a millionaire now. Huh? Nice. Go to a Harry Styles concert also. Wow. BMW, I'm not sure if you can get one for 1 million. A Rolex Daytona, again, I don't think you can get one for 1 million. Nice. So much. Even this is 1 million rupees, $1 million. Okay, nice. Some people want to travel, some people for higher studies, some people getting a car, investing in share market, trips abroad, give it to your parents, branded clothes. People want to go to BTS concert also. Then my question to you is, now instead of giving you 1 million, let's say I break all your dreams. And instead, I give you, Lamai, 1,000 rupees. What are you going to do with this 1,000? I gave all of you all 1,000 rupees. What are you going to do now? Chocolate for your girlfriend. Rovello, Kottu, Uber Eats, fried chicken, KFC. Pay my class fees. Okay. All of you all are buying small things. No, some of you all are putting reloads. Some of you all are, nice. Okay. Now we'll go back to my econ. Right? Now I gave you two scenarios. One is where you get 1 million. One is where you get, let's say, 1,000 rupees. Nice. Y'all are buying Kinder Joy also. I also like the Kinder Joy. So then, again, nice. Y'all are buying gifts for your parents. So now my point here is, Lamai, do you understand whether you have 1 million or whether you have, Lamai, 1,000 rupees? Think of these as your resources. Right? Now, with this 1 million and with this 1,000 rupees, now all of you all gave me 100 different answers. My question to you is, Lamai, can you do everything? Can you fulfill, Lamai, your unlimited wants? Now, you all have so much of things. Now, some of you all told me, Lamai, with this 1 million, you all wanted to buy a car also. I don't know if you can buy a car in Sri Lanka 1 million. Someone had a Rolex Daytona. I don't think you can get a Rolex watch for that 1 million. It might be even more expensive. Some of you all wanted to buy houses, again, 1 million back. but there was a certain amount of things that you could have done, but you couldn't have done everything. Now, even with my 1,000 rupees, same story. The amount of things you could have done reduced even more. From buying iPhones to bikes to watches to foreign trips. When I said 1,000 rupees, it went down to Kottu and Uber Eats and buy a gift and pay the class fees. So economics is about Lamai. Now people have limited resources. Now think of resources like your money for now. This 1 million hari 1,000 rupees. People have limited money. No, you don't have unlimited money. No. People have limited resources. Economics is about how do we use those limited resources properly in order to fulfill our unlimited wants. Now, our wants are unlimited. If you ask me, sir, what do you want? I will say, I want a three-story house. I want a swimming pool in my house. I want a private jet. I want, a Lamborghini car. I want this, that. I have so much of different wants. But do I have the money or the resources to get all of that? No, I'm not that rich, Lamai. So no matter how much of money you have, Lamai, your money or whatever resources will be limited. So people have limited resources, or we say you have scarce resource. That is another word. Scarce, limited mean the same thing. So economics is about Lamai. How do we use these limited resources to fulfill our unlimited wants? How do we manage this properly? How, as a person, how do we manage it properly? How does a business do it? How does a government, how does a country do it? Economics is about that, Lamai. So if you look at this, look at the definition. I am saying economics is a subject which studies the relationship between scarce resources. Scarce resources mean limited resources, like your 1 million rupees or your 1,000 rupees, limited. How you study the relationship between your scarce resources and with alternative uses. Now, what is this alternative use? Now, if you took that 1 million rupees, Lamai, you had so much of users, you had so much of different things. Some of you all said trip to this one. Some of you all said, sir, I will buy a bike. Some of you all said, sir, I get the iPod. You had so much of users and so much of wants also. So economics is about, Lamai, how people, we study the relationship between how people, Lamai, use their limited resources. Think of it as money for now. Later, I will go into detail on resources. How you use your limited resources to fulfill, Lamai, as much as possible wants that you have. How do you fulfill your unlimited human wants? Look at the next definition. Similar thing. You can define it in various ways. So here I'm saying economics is a social science. Now you all are wondering, sir, I don't like science, sir. That is why I'm doing commerce. Now, what is social science? Social science, it studies about people. Studies human behavior. Now, if you take science, Lama, you can divide science into social science and natural science. Now, things like biology, chemistry, those are called Lama natural sciences. Now, if you study about people, economics, now take a subject like psychology. You study about how people think, how their brain works. Those are called my social science. So economics is a social science. It studies about how people, how governments, how businesses, how people think, right? So economics, we say, Lamai, is a social science, which studies how unlimited human wants are fulfilled through limited resources. We have unlimited wants, Lamai. How do we fulfill that with our limited resources? So economics, Lamai, will be a subject that you all will take no matter what you do in life. When you all start working, you all will start earning. You will learn, Lamai, how to save, where to invest, what time to invest. You will learn, Lamai, how exchange rate works. You will learn how interest rates work. You will understand, Lamai, the share market, how interest rates connect with share market, government things, how government taxes, how different things work. So you will learn, Lamai, through economics as a subject. You all will learn, how do I use my limited resource? You won't get unlimited money when you start working. So when you start working, you'll have limited money. How do you use that limited money? How do you best use that? How do you fulfill all the bonds? Now, you all had very nice to see some of you all saying, so I want to travel. Some said, I want to go to Switzerland. Some said, I want to go to a concert there. So how do you make those dreams come true with your money? That is what economics Lamai will focus on. How do you fulfill your unlimited wants with your limited resources? Little by little by little by little, in these 2 years, Lamai, we will learn. We'll learn how businesses do it. We'll learn how the government does it, because government also doesn't have unlimited money, no? Government is also collecting some money from taxes. So how do they use it for their stuff? So all of it, Lamai, we will learn. So that is what economics broadly is about. Is that part fine? Shape. Is there a chance to get more marks when we use fancy words? No. Use the proper words that are there in the tunes. Fine. Definition for econ broadly what that means. Some reason I keep coughing now. Okay. Done. Now we'll go to the Lamai next part. After I'll summarize the whole thing again. Don't worry. Yeah. We'll go into Lamai. The branches of economics. Very simple. Now listen carefully, Lamai. There are questions in today's quiz. We'll see who's listening carefully. So when we take Lamai branches on economics, there are Lamai two branches. Very simple. The two branches are microeconomics and macroeconomics. Can you all tell me, Lamai, what is the meaning of micro? Tell me the English meaning of it. What do you all think? If someone says micro, what comes into your head? You don't have to refer the dictionary, Lamai. What comes into your head? Micro, small, tiny. Yeah, that is what comes into your head. No, micro, small, tiny, micro. So what is microeconomics? Microeconomics is about, Lamai, the branch of economics that studies about a small part of the economy. Think about the country as the economy. You have the entire Sri Lankan economy. So microeconomics is where, Lamai, you study about a small part of the economy. You study about, for example, how does one individual behave? One person's salary, one person's expenditure, one person, how does he invest? So if you study, sorry, if you study about, Lamai, one small part of the economy, that is called microeconomics. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Started coughing all of a sudden. Okay, so back to my point. What is microeconomy? Where you focus on what? A small part of the economy. You don't talk about the entire economy. Your focus, Lama, is a small part. You focus on, for example, how does one individual behave? You talk about, Lamai. Yes, we'll talk about Sri Lanka upper middle income. We'll talk about it when we come to that. Okay. So we talk about how individuals behave, Lamai. For example, one person's income, one person's spending. We talk about, Lamai, how one household, for example, a family. How does your family behave? Right? How much is your family's income? What is your family buying? Then how does firms behave? Let's say one company, let's say, for example, Cargill's. And how much is Cargill's profit? How much are Cargill's costs? So when you focus, Lamai, on one small part of the economy, that is called, Lamai, microeconomics. You focus on small part. How do they make decisions? What choices do they make? That is microeconomics. So you look at examples: demand, supply, and price of a good. Now, if someone asks you, now my price of petrol has increased, that's a microeconomic. Now, there are so much of goods in the economy. You're just focusing on one good, micro. So micro is where, you focus on one small part of the economy, not the entire economy. Your focus is on a small part of the economy, how one product behaves, how one firm is behaving, how one individual is behaving. That is what you call my microeconomics. I just realized there is a some current shortage in our house right now, and my even though my light is on, my fan is off. My fan is not working for some reason. I don't know. Very bad timing today for the class. No, I know you all see that I am sweating. No, and my lighting is also completely off. The light that I use for classes is different. Right now, my lighting is also very weird. It gives a very different lighting for my this thing. Sorry about that. Can't help. After class finishes, have to go and see what has happened. But I'm also not a electrician expert. Something is wrong with our main trip to see, right? So back to my point, micro, small part of the economy. So for example, Lama here, demand and supply of a good. Now don't worry about what these are, Lama. These we'll learn later. Now demand and supply, unit number 2. Production function of a firm, unit number 4. Production cost, unit number 4. What these are, don't worry about it now. For now, focus on Lama, that micro is about one small part of the economy. Then what is macroeconomics, Lamai? What do you think macroeconomics is? If microeconomics is the branch that focuses on one small part of the economy, macroeconomic studies about what? Any guesses? Macro. Macro means big. Yes, huge. What does that mean then? Macroeconomics is where, Lamai, you study about the overall economy, about the entire economy, not about a small part, Lamai. You study the overall thing. I'll give you an example. If I ask you, Lamai, the exchange rate of Sri Lanka, do we say, Lamai, exchange rate of Colombo? Do we say exchange rate of a business firm? No, no. When we say exchange rate, we say exchange rate of Sri Lanka for the overall economy. So things like, Lamai, exchange rates, those are one other macroeconomic concepts. Now take, for example, GDP, the gross domestic product. We learn, Lama, in unit number 5. Don't worry about these words and all of it now. But those are what? Macroeconomic concepts, Lama. Now take, for example, inflation. Inflation is where the price level of all goods are increasing. So if the price of one good is increasing, Lama, that is micro. But if overall all the prices in the country are increasing, that is called, Lama, macroeconomics. So macroeconomics, I see so much of examples. Aggregate output. Aggregate output can be total output of the country. Aggregate income, total income of the entire country. Employment, unemployment rates, investment, economic growth. Don't worry about what these are, Lama. These are concepts we learn later. Now, for example, aggregate income, aggregate output, unit number 5. Inflation, unit number 7. Employment, unemployment, unit number 11 and 12. Economic growth, unit number 11 and 12. Recession, we learn a little bit in unit number 1. BOP, unit number 10. So what these are, don't worry right now. So what is balance of payments? What is inflation? That is not the point that you have to figure out. What you need to know right now is, Lamai, these are macroeconomic concepts. So if you study about, Lamai, a small part of the economy, okay? If you study about, Lamai, a small part about how one person is making decisions, about the price of one good, about how one household, one individual, that is Kamai microeconomics. The cost of one firm, scarcity, what those are we will learn, right? The choices that one person makes, those are micro. If you study the overall economy, the entire economy as a whole, that is called, Lamai, macroeconomics. What are fluctuations? Fluctuation means, Lamai, it's going up and down, keep on changing. That's called fluctuations. Is firm's behavior means, Lamai, how does a business firm behave? Like what type of decisions they make, what type of products do they produce? That's called, Lamai, a firm's behavior. Don't worry about individual what these mean, Lamai. All what you should know is, if it focuses on a small part, it's called micro. If you talk about the overall economy, that is called, Lamai, macroeconomics. Is that okay? Fine. Say, okay. Somewhat there. I'm going a little bit fast, Lamai, because we have a the quiz at the end. I have made the quiz from page 1 to 3. Next class lama I will go into more into detail into this. Microeconomy, mostly private sector. It doesn't have to be like that lama. If it studies about a small part, it's called micro. There is nothing called private government. Don't put it there. Okay. Then the next part of this. Now, I also, Lamai, in the tute here and there sometimes, I would have included, Lamai, QR codes. Now, this is a very important thing, Lamai, not the QR code, in your learning. Now, remember our target was, Manad? Our target was to come among the top 100 in the island. Now, to come among the top 100 in the island, Lamai, just studying a tute or your school note will not take you there. You have to, Lamai, use the other resources that are there. The other resource that you have to use mainly is, okay, finally my current has now come. Okay, my lighting has got better. No, my fan is working. So when I say, Lamai, use other resources, what I'm referring to is you have to start using, Lamai, the internet, YouTube, Google, use the websites, use AI. AI. We talked about it in the last class. I'll teach you all also little by little how to use. So after you learn a certain topic, this is not just for econ, for all subjects. I want your Lamai to watch a video on that on the internet. Now today you have learned micro and macroeconomics. Just search on YouTube, Lamai. You're always on the phone. You're always on the phone watching stuff and scrolling memes, and that's what you all are doing. Spend 5 minutes, just go to YouTube, just search Lamai micro and macroeconomics. Watch a video. There will be some fellow explaining. Sometimes some Indian fellow is also explaining. No problem. You watch. I'm telling you to do that, Lamai. Then you remember better. In addition to my explanation, now you also have watched, let's say, something like a YouTube video. In addition to that, let's say you have read something on the internet. Maybe go and Lamai put it into ChatGPT. I want you all to use those tools now. Put it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, okay, explain micro and macroeconomics with an example. Read what it says. So those stuff has to happen, Namai. If you want to get that island rank, get to that top 100 in the island, just reading a tute will not be enough. So from the beginning. So I'm just putting some QR codes here. I want you all to, it doesn't have to be this video. If you scan this QR code, it should take you to a video. But it doesn't have to just be that. Okay? Done. Then the next part I want to go, Lama, I'll give you all a quick summary because we are running out of time. Next class, I will explain this part in detail. But we have a quiz, so there are questions from this. Next part is, Lama, positive and normative statements. Very simple story. Okay. In economics, Lama, there are two types of statements. Listen carefully. Positive statements are, Lama, these are facts. A positive statement, Lama, is a fact. It is about what has happened, what will happen. Positive statements, Lamai, can be verified. Verified means, Lamai, you can test and see whether they are true or false. I'll give you an example. Now, I tell you, example of a positive statement. I tell you, I am, or I'll say, Arshad sir is 50 years old. Arshad sir is 50 years old. You all want to guess my age? How old do you think I am? 50, 40, 35. Nice. The highest I have on the chat box is nice. The highest I have is a 60. Okay, I'm not that old. The lowest I have is how much? I have a 2. I don't know if that is a typing mistake. The lowest I have is 26. Okay, so I am, how old am I this year? I'm 28 this year. Okay, so now let me say, Lama, I told you that I am 50 years old. That is a positive statement. It might be false, Lama, but can you verify it? Can you check whether it's true or false? How would you check my age and confirm, Lama? Yes, I did errors in 2017. So how did you this thing? No, asking me I can lie. No, how are I going to verify? You can check for what? You can check for my birth certificate. Or check my NIC. In my NIC, my date of birth is there. Check for that. So if you can verify, Lamai, if you can verify and say this is right or wrong, that is Lamai a monada. That is a positive statement. It's wrinkles on my face. I don't know if you can say the exact age though, but yeah, you can come. So a positive statement, Lamai, is a fact. It's about what has happened, what will happen, right? It can be verified, Lamai. Verified means, Lamai, you can test and see whether it is right or wrong. It doesn't have to be right, but you can test and see. So examples, the 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. It's a fact. Right? You all have learned the factors of production. O levels, we'll learn it later also. It's a fact. It can be right, it can be wrong. That's a different story, but it's a fact. See, another one says, a negative relationship exists between price and quantity demanded. So this one is saying, when the price of the good increases, quantity demanded will come down. Quantity demanded means how much people buy. Is that correct? When the price of good increases, people will buy less. The demand will come down. I think that is correct to some extent, no? Now, do you think, Lamai, let's say if my class fees is 15,000 rupees a month, do you think you all will come? Will there be a demand for my class? If I charge 15,000 rupees, no matter how good I might be, your parents are going to be like, what nonsense, who is this fellow charging 15,000? Go to another sir, no? So if I increase my class fees, my price, my demand will come down. Maybe one student might come. Then I will do an individual class. So see, it's a fact, Lamai. It might be correct, it might be wrong. Now that is correct actually. Then look at number 3. Number 3 is saying, Lamai, there is a monada. Sri Lanka's unemployment level was 44%. Now, unemployment level means number of people who don't have jobs. Now, this is actually wrong, Lamai. Sri Lanka's unemployment level is not that much. Sri Lanka's unemployment level, Lamai, is around 4%. And we'll learn unemployment later. But still, it's a what? Even though it is false, it's a positive statement. Why? Because you can test and see, you can look at the central bank report. You can look at the central bank report and say, okay, how much is the unemployment rate? So as long as you can, Lamai, prove it, as long as it is a fact, that is what you call, yes, 4 to 5%. As long as it is a fact, Lamai, that is what you call a positive statement. Quantity demand, Lamai, we learn unit number 2. Quantity demand means how much units people will buy. Okay. That is what you call a positive statement. So what's a positive statement? A positive statement, once again, Lamai, it's about what has happened, what will happen. It's a fact. It can be verified. Verified means you can test and see, harida varadida, is it correct or wrong, true or false. Then the next type, I'll go into detail. My next class, I'm doing a little fast so that we can do the quiz. Next class in detail, I will explain. Now, don't worry. Right now, I know some of you all product, sir, this is too fast. No, sir, we'll go through next class. The next point is my normative statements. One is positive, one is normative. Now, this is interesting. Normative statements are not facts. Normative statements are my personal opinions. Now, I'll give you an example. One example I am giving you is, I am saying every person should earn an equal income. Now, is there a true or false there, Lamai? Can you say that? Can you say this is true, this is false? I am saying every person should earn an equal income. There is nothing called true or false, no? Now, in positive statements, there was true or false. You can verify and see, ma'am, this is correct, this is wrong. But here, can you tell me, Lamai, what is your opinion on this? Do you think every person should earn an equal income? Or do you think they should not? Can you give me a reason also? Give me, if you're saying yes, why? If you're saying no, why? Argue like a economics now. Now, let's say there is a debate going in the parliament. Now, on one side, Anura Kumara is there. On the other side, Anna Sajid, then let's say Mahinda is also there. Anura is coming and saying everyone should not earn an equal income. Sajit is coming and saying, no, they should earn equally. So can you give me what do you think? Hmm? So yes, now most of you are saying, no, sir, they should not. But what if I tell you, I mean, this world at the end of the day is a very temporary thing. Very temporary thing. We will anyway die at some point. So why should we just fight and compete with everyone? Why should we do this? Let's all earn equal income. Then all these problems are solved. But you're saying, no, sir, people should earn based on their skill. The point that I'm trying to make here is, Namai, there is no right or wrong here. So once again, normative statements means, Lamai, they are personal opinions. We can debate about it all day. There is no right or wrong. Okay, what about this time? We'll go to number one. Can you all tell me what do you all think? The country should increase monthly salary of every government worker by 5,000. What is your opinion on this? Now, true or false? What do you all think? Should they do this or should they not do this? Can you give me a reason also? Now, let's say you're the one making this decision in the parliament. Someone came and said we should. So, what do you think? Should we increase or should we not? Okay, some are saying yes, we should. Some are saying, sir, government workers, sir, they are hardly living. Salaries are very low. So there are also people, no, sir, we should increase. Okay, that is some of your argument. Some of you all are saying no. Some of you all are saying, sir, government officers, sir, they are very inefficient. Government, they take bribes also, right? They slowly take bribes from people. We should not. Some are saying, no, sir, we should not because government doesn't have the money. So is there a right or wrong here, Laman? Can I say, these people are right, these people are wrong? Can we say that? Yes, I'm able to see your message. Can we say that, Laman? No. Some of you all are saying, yes, sir, we should do this. Some of you all are saying, no, sir, government doesn't have the money, sir. These government office very corrupt, sir. They are very inefficient, very slow. Must not do this, must sack them and put from the office. Some of you all have that opinion. So that is what you call, Lamai, a normative statement. Normative statements, Lamai, those are based on what? They are personal opinions. Those are based on, Lamai, your beliefs, your views. Now, some of you, now, for example, Muslims might come and say, we should not eat pork. Others will say, no, sir, pork is fine. Those are what? Your personal beliefs, Lamai. There is no, you can't say right or wrong. Now, Muslims will think, yes, pork, we should not eat. Others will say, no, sir, we will eat. Fine. There is no right or wrong there, Lamai. Based on your personal belief, you think this is what we should do. Based on other people's personal belief, they think that is what they should do. There is no right or wrong. That is what you call, Lamai, a normative statement. Normative statement, you can't argue and say, sir, this is right, this is wrong. No, you can't prove, Lamai. They are judgment. So those are called, Lamai, they are subjective. Subjective means, Lamai, there is no right or wrong. It depends on the person. Subjective means, Lamai, it depends on the person. So you're saying we should do this. I am saying, no, sir, we should not do this. That's called a normative statement. Then what is a positive statement once again? A positive statement, Lamai, is a what? A positive statement is a fact. There is right or wrong. You can verify, you can test and see, are these right or wrong? Now, for example, I will say, my age is 50 years. It's a fact. You can check my birth certificate or my ID card and say whether it's right or wrong. You can definitely say right or wrong. No, sir, you're lying. You're wrong. But normative statements, Lamai, it's not a fact. Normative statements are opinions. And a trick, Lamai, usually personal opinions can't prove Lamai because another person might have another opinion, right? Now you will say, sir, we should do this. I will say, no, Lamai, this you should do this. So normative statements, Lamai, usually an easy way to figure it out, Lamai, it has these words. Words like what? Words like should, words like ought, words like we must do this, Words like, for example, unfair, this is unfair. No, those kind of words, Lamai, are usually there in normative state. That's an easy way to figure it out. But that doesn't mean every time this word is there, it's normative. Never. But in your A-level paper, when you get questions, if you see a question has, words like that, should, ought, we must do this. Now, I will say, everyone must wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. No, normative state. You will say, no, no, sir, everyone must wake up at whatever time they want. So, there is no right or wrong. You can be right, I can be. I will say, no, no, 5 o'clock in the morning, very beneficial, health benefits you get. So everyone must. You will say, no, no, so they should not. So those are called my normative statements. Is that part 5? Positive and normative. I will go through all of this, Lamai, in detail next class. I just gave a quick summary because we have a quiz, Lamai. Don't worry. Okay, right. So let me take 2 minutes now and quickly summarize this entire 3 pages. Listen carefully. It will come in the quiz. Huh? Right. So the 3 pages, I'll turn it around also if you all want to get a screenshot. So I'll have my camera and I'll keep my camera, but sometimes my face will look weird in the screenshot. Don't mind. Right. So let me quickly summarize the 3 pages we did, and then we'll go to the quiz. First, I told you all, Lamai, remember this like a story. First, I told you people have physical and mental needs and wants. Physical needs and wants are the wants that can be fulfilled by consuming a good. By buying a good or service, you can fulfill it. For example, food, clothing, they are physical needs and wants. Then I also told you there are what? Mental needs and wants. Like, for example, love, kindness. Those cannot be fulfilled, Lamai, with a good or service. Love, kindness, spiritual development, all of that. Then I told you economic behavior, or in economics, we focus on, Lamai, how people fulfill their physical needs and wants, not mental. We don't look at how to find love, how to be kind. We focus on how do you fulfill your physical needs and wants. For that, there are production, consumption, distribution activities all take place. We'll learn those later. Then I went to Lamai teach you what is the definition of economics. That is where we talked about this example of if I give you 1 million, what will you do? You all told me 100 different things. Then I told you economics is about what? Economics is about, Lamai, how with your limited resources, your scarce resources, you have little resources. With your limited scarce resources, how do you manage it well to fulfill your unlimited wants? You have so much of wants, so much of things you want to do, but with that limited resources, how do you try to fulfill that? That is what economics is all about. Then we went into, Lamai, the 2 branches of economics. What were the 2 branches? Microeconomics and macroeconomics. What is microeconomics? Microecon is where, Lamai, we focus on a small part of the economy. Price of one good, one individual person's salary, the demand for one good, supply of one good, cost of one firm. We focus on a small part, one person, one business, one product, a small part of the economy, microecon. What is macroeconomics? That is where, Lamai, you focus on the entire economy, the entire country's total production, the exchange rate of Sri Lanka, the inflation rate of Sri Lanka. You focus on the overall economy. That is what you call macroeconomics. That is the 2 branches. Then the last part we learned is, Lamai, positive and normative statements. Positive statements, I told you, they are facts. It is about what has happened, what will happen. It can be, Lamai, verified. You can test and see with data. You can test and see, is this right or wrong? That's called a positive statement. It's a fact. It might be false, Lamai. That's okay. Like, for example, Sri Lanka's unemployment rate is 44%. My age is 50 years. False. But it's a fact. It's a positive statement. Then what's a normative statement? A normative statement, lamai, is a personal opinion. There is no right or wrong there. You might say we should do this. I will say no, lamai, we should do this. You say, sir, every government worker should get 5,000 more. I will say no, government doesn't have the money. They should not give 5,000. There is no right or wrong. These are personal opinions. Is that okay? That's the entire summary of today's class. Fine. In detail, we will learn next week. Shall we go to the quiz? Are you ready? There are 10 questions in the quiz. So I'll give you a gift also. I'll let you know the gift at the end. Okay. Let's load the quiz. So I'll have my camera off until I load this. So while I load the quiz, let me give you, Lamai, the instructions for the quiz also. So the quiz, Lamai, has 10 MCQs. Has 10 MCQs. And the faster you answer, the more points you will get. I will show you how to log into this quiz also, because otherwise you don't know how to log in. So quiz has, Lamai, 10 MCQs. Let me send you the instructions on how to log in and all also. Hold on, let me load this first. Okay, ready? Nice. Let me load. Okay, so this is how, Lama, you all will join this quiz. You can join this quiz in multiple ways. So you can use, Lama, the current device that you're using, your phone or laptop that you have logged into Zoom. You can use that same device to log into the quiz, Lama. To join this, I will now send a link on the chat box. You can click on that link also and join. That is one way of joining. Another way of joining is you go to this website, www.kahoot.it, in your phone or laptop, anything is fine, right? Go to this website, www.kahoot.it. They will ask you for a game pin. So the game pin is what you see on screen, 809669. 809669. You enter the game pin and you can join. So once again, two ways of joining. Another way, you can scan the QR code that is there also. So one way of joining, you go to the link, you click on the link. I will send that link again also if you want, if anyone had a connection issue. So one way of joining, Lama, you click on the link that I sent on the chat box, and then you enter your name and you can join. Another way of joining, Lama, is go to this website, www.kahoot.it, enter the game pin, 809669, enter your name and you join. Okay. So around 70 of you all have joined. I'll wait for 1 more minute. Quickly join. I want all of you join for the fun of it. Join, Lamai. Whether you win the quiz or not, it's fine. No one will see your points and you won't get humiliated. Don't worry at all. Okay, so around 90 of you all are here. I'll wait for 30 more seconds and I will start. You can even join in the middle. So let's say right now you have a connection issue. You're soon trying to join. So even after one question is joined, Lamai, you can, one question is gone, you can join. So each question you have, Lamai, 20 seconds only. So you have to think very fast. You can't copy from the tube. No time for that. Each question, Lamai, gives you 1,000 points. The faster you answer, more points you get. So out of 1,000 only, you will get points. So maximum you can get is 1,000. The faster you answer, you might get around 900 or something. You answer slowly, you'll get less. If you answer it wrong, you get 0. So get it right and also get it right fast. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so I think almost all of you all are here. Some people have not joined, not sure why. Okay, I'm starting now. Even in the middle, you can join. Link is there. Game pin is there. So if you're running right now to find the phone, in the phone or laptop lamai that you have joined, you can join. Okay. So let me start. Right. There is 111 people here. A tough competition. 112. Starting. Everything is based on what we learned today. Yeah, I will read the question and answers also. Question 1. Needs that can be directly fulfilled by consuming goods and services are called physical needs, luxury needs, mental needs, social needs. Needs directly fulfilled by consuming a good or service. That's what you call physical needs. Wow. 100 of you all have got it right. Very few of you all got it wrong. Brilliant. Okay, that's the leaderboard for now. So faster you answer, the more points you get. Huh? Just getting it right is not healthy. Question 2. Which of these is an example of a mental need? Clothing, kindness, food, shelter. Mental need. Example. Yeah, no, so if you're by any chance, if you have not joined the quiz, at least send the answers on the chat box. At the end of the day, I want you all to learn. That's fine. For the fun of it, send the color in the chat box. In the Zoom chat box, you can send if you have not joined the this one. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Nice. Almost everyone has got it right here also. Ooh, big change in the leaderboard. I think very small point difference. Third one. Economics studies the relationship between unlimited human wants and market prices, bank interest rates, scarce resources, government policy. What does economics study? Relationship between unlimited human wants and scarce resources, right? Limited resources, your unlimited wants and limited resources. How do you manage the two? Nice. Okay, first place hasn't changed. Fourth one. Economics is best described as a social science, natural science, formal science, physical science. Best described as a what? As a social science. So remember, I told you it studies about how humans behave. Ah, the red one. Nice to see so many of you all get it right. Brilliant. Ooh, leaderboard has changed. Timing matters, no? Next one. Microeconomics mainly studies the behavior of individuals and firms, whole economies, world trade flows, central banks. Microeconomics, behavior of individuals and firms. Brilliant. Right one. Leaderboard is changing a bit. Next one. Which of these is a microeconomic topic? National income, price of one good, inflation, exchange rate. Microeconomic topic. Example. Yes, even if someone hasn't joined, you can join from the middle. The game pin is there on the top of the screen. Nice. Price of a good. So price of one good lamai is a microeconomic. Inflation or those are macroeconomic topics. Leaderboard has changed again. Next one. Which of these is a macroeconomic topic? A firm's cost, demand for shoes, price of rice, unemployment level. Nice. Chat box answers are also correct. Unemployment level. Brilliant. So, very tight leaderboard. Next one. How do we test whether a positive statement is correct? Personal beliefs, expert opinions, majority voting, real world facts. How do you test a positive statement, like whether it's correct or wrong? Using real world facts. You look at the facts. I mean, if you ask, if I say my age is 50, you look at the date of birth of my birth certificate and you give me the answer. Okay, top place isn't changing, huh? Two more to go. Question 9. Every citizen should be given free medical facilities. This statement is positive, normative, scientific, objective. Every citizen should be given free medical facilities. What do you think? It's a normative statement. Brilliant. Okay, so this is the leaderboard after 9 questions. We have Akib on top, we have Steffi, we have Nashat, Dinara, and Matumika. This is the top 5 for now. So we'll go to the last one. Don't panic. Be careful. Question 10. Sri Lanka's unemployment rate in 2013 was 44%. The figure is wrong. So the statement is normative, it is false, positive, even if false, neither type now, and opinion only. Okay, the blue one's the correct answer. So it's a false one, but even though it's false, Lamai, it's a positive statement. Right. Brilliant. So we'll go to the top leaderboard. We'll see who made it to the top. So in third place, we have Matubika in third. Whom do we have in second? We have Steffi in second. And in first, nice, we have Akib in first. Very rarely you have a boy winning the quiz sometimes. We have Dinara and I'm guessing Hamda, I'm not sure. The last one. So good job. Now for your gift. Right. So what I will usually do is, Lamai, I try to give something valuable, something that will make a big impact in your life. So you can see at the back of mine, there is an entire book rack. My wife runs a bookstore as well. So what I will give you as a gift, I will give you, Lamai, for the top 3. Now, usually for the first place only I give because books are expensive, Lamai. My wife also doesn't give me books for free. I buy from her, Lamai. So I'll give you a book. So what I want you to do is, Lamai, the top 3. I'll give you all one book each. First, second, and third. I want you, Lamai, to drop me a text on WhatsApp. Send me your name. Say that you were the first place or second place or whatever place. And I will then send you, Lamai, the website to check the books out. So there are self-help books, there are fiction. I would recommend if you can get a self-help book to, actually help you. If you want recommendations on a book, you can text me or even my wife. We will be happy to help you out. The book should help you, Lamai. I think that's a habit I want you all to develop as well in the next 2 years. Read. While reading, Lamai, you can learn a lot of new things. You can develop a lot of skills, a lot of things that you didn't know. You will start learning. So you can then choose your book and I will send you the bookstore contact number. You can drop a text to that number, WhatsApp, say that you want the quiz. This is the book that you want. The book will, Lamai, get courier to your house free of charge. No courier fees, nothing. Courier charge, book cost, everything will be borne by me. So you can pick a book that is roughly around 2,000 to 3,000 rupees. So really nice. I know I'll even look at the top, just go to the session summary. So one thing that I would have really liked here is most of y'all, even though you were not among the top 3, most of y'all got most of the questions correct. That was the brilliant thing. And it's not easy to finish a question in 20 seconds, because these are in A levels, Lamai. For one question, you get around 2 minutes for MCQ. So looking at the We look at the participants. So there were 122 of you all who played. So if you look at Lama, even the top 10. So these are the top 10 people. So everyone in the top 10 got all 100, all 10 correct, 100% accuracy. So it's the timing that decided the first three. And even if you look at the third and the fourth place, very small difference. And even if you look at the top 21, whoa. Oh, even the top 20 got all of it correct. Brilliant. So happy, right? So this is very rare. I see the top 20 getting all 20 correct, all 10 correct. So it's the timing that matters. That's the whole point of the quiz. Also, the faster you answer, more points you get. So top three, drop me a text. We will have a quiz Lamai every week. The quiz will get harder and harder. Now, today's quiz was easy, no? Going on and on. I want you all to keep on studying, revising again and again and coming. So next week's quiz Lamai will be from this week's part and next week's part. So likewise, Tamai, all the quizzes will get bigger and bigger. The questions will stay at around 10 or 15 questions, but the area that it gets tested will get bigger and bigger. So what I want you to do is, Lamai, I want you to study that part and come. So then today's part you study and come. With next week's part, you do this. So all quizzes, there will be a gift. So very, very happy how today went. Brilliant job. I will see you all again, Lamai, next Friday. Those who have not got your tunes yet, I hope by next Friday, you all will get your tunes. So don't worry, tunes will come very, very soon if you don't have it yet. I will see you again next Friday, same time, 7 to 9. You can pass the message, Lamai, to your friends. This month is entirely free. I won't charge. This is exactly how the class will be done. Any friend that you have, just pass the message to them. Anyone can come, anyone can benefit from this. See you and have a nice weekend. See you all. Bye-bye.